Welcome everybody. So, because Governor Newsom of California gave this wild rant yesterday, maybe it was Friday, but it's been not too long ago, in which he told Republicans to get the F out of California, that they're not needed, they're not wanted. If they own businesses, to shut their business and just get the F out of his state. Well, the poll came out today after his F-bomb rant, and it shows that the California people are against him redistricting and all of that. And for him to sit there and say that this started with the Texans redistricting, okay, let's do some history here. The term gerrymander comes from a Democratic politician, I believe he was governor of Massachusetts, like 50 or 60 years ago, that did the very first gerrymandering. And since they completed their gerrymandering, even though the population votes 30 to 35% Republican, there are no Republican House seats, none. And it's also was said that the most California can get is one, because they're already the most, one of the most gerrymandered states. Said the top three are Massachusetts, Illinois, and California, all run by Democrats. So when Gavin Newsom says this, hey Ashley, when Gavin Newsom says this started with Texas Republicans, wrong. It started with Democrats in Massachusetts 50 or 60 years ago. A Popka fan. Hello, good morning. It's actually afternoon where I am. It's 5:20 in the afternoon. But this gerrymandering thing started in Massachusetts, which is a predominantly Democrat state, and started 60 years ago. So now that Republicans have said, hey, we're going to stand up to your redistricting, but we're going to do it the right way. We're going to look at the census data and draw the line so that we will add more Latino districts. Because what they did, they added 4 new Latino districts. I am 65. They added 4 new Latino districts. And so adding 4 new Latino districts, that gives the Latins in Texas new voice, because the Democrats, a poll came out today. See, at this point, 15 months before an election next year, usually the Democrats have more money than the Republicans by almost double. It says cash on hand for the The DNC is $13.9 million. Cash on hand for the Republican National Committee, $89.8 million. So not only have they lost touch with their base, they're not getting the donations they're used to getting. And I think part of that comes from, okay, USAID, which we closed down a couple months ago. Tammy Bruce from the State Department did a really nice description on what USAID actually did. They said of the millions and millions of dollars they took in, close to billions, that 10% was given out to the intended target, that the other 90% was funneled back to politicians, which is mostly Democrat politicians. So now that they don't have their cash cow, they're scrambling, they're blaming this, they're blaming that. Well, how about real leadership? People are yelling at Trump for cleaning up DC. People don't realize that DC, has a higher murder rate than Caracas, Venezuela. It's like Caracas. That's our nation's capital. People go there to see our museums, our statues, and stuff like that. They don't go there to get carjacked, get mugged. That's not what should be going on there. It's just very sad to me to see our nation's capital, which years ago it was the safest city in America. Now it's the most dangerous. It's 3 times more dangerous than New York City, and that's saying a lot. That is saying a lot. It is 3 times more deadly than New York City. Attorney Janine Pirro said that part of it is the laws that the DC Council passed, that she's working with lawmakers to get those changed. But like, they classify a criminal under the age of 24 as a child. You can't make this shit up. A criminal. She said she had a young man who was 19, took a gun on the subway, unalived somebody on the subway. She had the gun. She proved him. She found him guilty. And the judge gave him 16 months probation and told him, why don't you go to college? That just floors me. We have stupid judges like that. Let that dude try that in Judge Boyd's courtroom in Texas. She will flat tell them, you are not here for a social gathering. The words that I'm going to say will affect you the rest of your life. They can affect you good or they can affect you bad. Judge Boyd, she does not take no guff from nobody. All right, so that's what I got for y'all today. I thank you for joining in, and we'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to talk about what's going on with Russia and Estonia. And I'll give you some personal insights that I was told by a friend of mine that lives in Poland 3 weeks ago. So I want to share that new info with y'all. So we'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye for now.